Alright, usual audio and movement test. Okay, it seems good. Hello everyone, this is Gundam Ace, aka John Hooper, and I'm here with my streaming of Secret Game Killer Queen. Now, when we last left off, Soichi, Nagisa, and Karin had managed to meet up with Tezuka and Takayama, and they managed to negotiate a peace between them, but Goda wouldn't let things end so anticlimactically, so she activated the room's guns, which killed Takayama, and forced Tezuka to flee. But they used Takayama's PDA to release Karin's collar. Then Soichi and Nagisa had her go back downstairs so she'd be safe, although Karin was reluctant to do that. After that, they headed straight for the 6th floor in the non-combat area, to having a heartfelt talk where both of them, where Nagisa was basically about how she refused to kill Soichi and wanted to die with him. Soichi decided to make a gamble by appealing to the people watching the show and the game's organizers by essentially having the casino's customers all give him money they could place on a bet for if he wins. If both he and Nagisa win, then he'll be able to buy Nagisa's freedom. And so the organization agreed and gave him 30 minutes to come up with a plan. And that's where we're leaving off now. We're starting off now. And this is, I'm aiming for 3 hours this time, and it should be the final episode of this route, but we'll see. But it should be the final episode. At least I'm going to aim to end it in this episode, because there's no real good stopping point otherwise. Okay, so this is a new scene, so I'm actually going to go over the bets first. So, yep, Soichi and Nagisa's bets have dropped dramatically, as we can see here. Meanwhile, Karin is almost guaranteed to win. Fumika is still listed as an error. We don't know what that's about. While, Goda and Tezuka still have high bets, still have high odds. So yeah. Alright, so I'm going to continue now. The central control room for here? Yes, it's likely that's where the Game Master is hiding right now. Nagisa responded as she did up her long hair into a ponytail. She's gone for a change of clothes less suited for battle. But since she couldn't remove the camera or the mic, she kept her the ribbons on her hair and chest on. If she didn't, she'd be targeted as a penalty for disrupting the game's the show's structure. What kind of room is it? Why'd she go there? The central control room is the room that controls this facility. We're heading there for 2 reasons. First, we want to chase down the Game Master hiding there right now. I see. Because there's a chance they'll pull something like they did with Takayama, too. Right. The reason they were gunning for her was if they just continue to leave the Game Master alone, she might interfere with some sort of device when they deal with Tezuka, like she did before. And the other reason is to guarantee your safety. My safety? Soichi asks as he placed a hand to his chest. That's right. In the central control room, you can control all the devices in the building. In other words, you can deactivate them from there too. Which means if we fill with it, we can remove the collars. And if we can't, we should be able to we should be able to render the traps and the defense systems inoperable. Now he's just straighten out our clothes and turn back to Soichi. I'm just going to zoom out to get a look of Nagisa's new outfit here. Okay. But would really be okay going somewhere like that? Won't that be considered disrupting the show? No, it'll be alright. Soichi was worried, but Nagisa slowly shook her head. The players are going to confront the Game Master, in other words, the mastermind in this incident. They consider even that a part of the show. What? Soichi couldn't stop his mouth from gaping. She's serious? If this were the one and only game of its type, it probably wouldn't be allowed. Well, responding to Ajo's comment here, it's probably more like, I guess, how she dresses normally, because she specifically mentioned that she dressed like that, both because that's how Monami dressed, and because it made her easier to hide her mic and camera. So I'm guessing now she doesn't really need to do it. She's just going to a more casual outfit. I'm honestly not surprised that I mean, the Game Masters probably could have spare clothes lying around anywhere, so it's not a surprise that she managed to change into this either. Anyway. Alright, but that's wrong. This is a game that's been played dozens, if not hundreds of times. These sort of accidents are a welcome event. You're serious about this? Amongst the many games, there have been incidents where, heroic incidents where the players have become aware of the Game Master's existence and faced off against them. Soichi, if this were a movie or a TV show you're watching, how would you feel? Nagisa's words were shocking. He couldn't bring himself to believe them right away. But she was serious. He couldn't see her usual composure or kindness. It was thanks to that Soichi slowly began to realize this was indeed for real. Well, I guess it sounds like an interesting turn of events. And there you have it. This game wasn't being done to toy with Soichi and the others, or for any special reason. It was a show to entertain the customers gathered at the casino. Hold on a sec. Alright, what became of the players in the Game Master was irrelevant. Putting on a show to entertain the customers came first and foremost. But it won't go that easy. Nagisa's face remained firm. Yeah, probably right. Soichi's face also was tense. The customers probably wouldn't be satisfied with a simple show where they fall off against the boss. But we have no other choice, do we? Just then, Soichi noticed the stiff look on Nagisa's face. Nagisa's probably scared. Huh. It wasn't the normal kind of face he saw on her. It wasn't like her at all. Yes. Nagisa nodded. Soichi gave a smile and patted Nagisa on the back. Nagisa was caught so off guard that she screamed in a shrill voice. Let's take it easy, Nagisa. It's all good if it doesn't work out, right? Two of us were planning on dying to begin with anyway. Soichi was saying that not only to Nagisa, but himself as well. Soichi then placed his hands between Nagisa's cheeks and started playing with them. Nagisa was bewildered, but she quickly smiled and nodded. You're right. Even if we fail, we'll just be going back to the way we were before, right? Right. It's strange, Soichi. I was ready for it up until just a little while ago, but now I completely forgotten that. Now that I've gotten a little glimpse of hope. Nagisa straightened herself out and placed her forehead against Soichi's. The two of them closed eyes and narrowed their eyes and smiled wryly at each other. We'll take this easy, but we'll go all out as well. That should be good enough, right? Much better than how things were earlier, anyway. You're right. You know, I feel like as long as I'm with you, I'm okay if however this ends. Nagisa swiftly gave Soichi a kiss. You know, I feel it's so much at ease right now. Isn't that strange? Once I think about how we'll be together no matter what result awaits us, I'm fine with however this ends. Actually, I'm a little concerned about the way this ends. Why is that? Hold on a second. Because this is the critical moment where using your debt as a pretext, where I'm going to be able to buy you or not. Nagisa bursts into laughter.
それは男子の本会ってやつだね。
That's what they call a man's treasure desire, huh? Nagisa's eyes well with tears yet again, but this time they were from laughing so hard. Neither Soichi nor Nagisa herself realizes that. You sure are strange, Nagisa. Soichi then smiles. He continues to smile as he embraced Nagisa. You found your way into my heart without me even noticing. And here I thought that would never happen to me again.
私もそう。もう誰のことも好きにならないと思ってた。そして誰からも愛されないって思ってた。
Me too. I thought I'd never love again. I never fall in love again. I never thought I'd be loved either. Nagisa wrapped her hands around Soichi's back. She then squeezed him tight in the back by his arms. It's gonna be a world surprise waiting for us once we leave here.
私の体重とか？
Oh, no, sorry. It's been one surprise after another since I came here. Like my weight? Nagisa laughed as she wrapped her arms around Soichi's neck and looked up at him. Nagisa's true weight and the recording equipment. Together that added up to about 70 kilograms. Yeah, that was a pretty big surprise. Soichi started snickering. Soichi lifted her with both arms to support her weight.
でも宗一君、もう少し頑張ってこのまま支えてて。
Soichi, let's just keep supporting each other for a little while longer. Nagisa?
せめてカメラが止まってる今だけはこうやって甘えていたいから。
At least now, while the cameras are stopped, I need to keep staying like this for a little bit. Soichi would probably never forget the embarrassed smile that appeared on her face for the rest of his life.
宗一君は足を止めることだけを考えて。他は私がやるから。
Soichi, just think about stopping. I'll take care of the rest. Got it. The dim hallway echo of continuous gunshots and shouts. Soichi did as, wait, sorry. Hold on. Nagisa said, just focus on stopping it. Soichi, I'll take care of the rest. Soichi did as Nagisa said, and aimed for the, small mechanical caterpillar moving down the hallway. He was having trouble aiming with the military assault rifle he barely used before. Most of his shots missed their targets and left holes in the floor and walls. I did it! But even so, some of the shots managed to hit the mechanical caterpillar. The destroyed mechanical caterpillar fell to the ground as loud sparks. The machines falling behind it bumped into it and slowed down slightly. Soichi aimed for one of the ones that slowed down next. Managed to hit the second mechanical caterpillar comparatively easy this time. Now that it was going slower, the fact that it was going slower, plus the fact that this was the second time, worked to his favor. Keep it up, Soichi. That's the way. Nagisa held up a rifle slightly bigger than Soichi's. And fired at the gun sticking out of the walls, and the other machine Soichi wasn't aiming for. Her aim was accurate, and her actions were swift. In concert for attacks, the defense mechanisms in the hallway went silent one after another. When Soichi and Nagisa headed down the secret passageway to the central control room, they encountered many self-defense systems on the way. Such as machine guns that, in the walls that reacted to anything that moved, caterpillars and small robots armed with several weapons, as well as landmines and flamethrowers planted in the walls and the floor. And of course, there wasn't just one of them each. They each destroyed over 10 of them. And yet there were still many more coming. There's no end to this. Soichi shot another robot caterpillar. It was too dangerous to let those small robots armed with low caliber machine guns and rocket launchers get close to him. They weren't all that fast to begin with, but with so many of them, he couldn't afford to let they would get close to him if he let his guard down. But these types of self-defense devices were odd, to say the least. The weapons they have didn't even have enough power to instantly kill Soichi and Nagisa. The calibers of the guns were so small that a bulletproof vest could protect them with no issue. Could defend against them with no issue. And even the rockets they fired could cause no more than deep burns. The robots also reacted slowly, so even the amateur like Soichi could deal with them. Compared to them, the devices that came out of the walls when a collar activated were far more powerful and deadly compared to them. They purposely made weak machines defend this place? I can't believe it. Soichi was so exasperated he couldn't say any more. In other words, these self-defense weapons were deliberately weak enough so that people could break through them. Is it because it's all a show? They spent this much money for something like that? It's clear that even just a single one of those robots costs an inordinate sum. People who set this up had prepared them each for this, and they just waited for someone to notice this place. Don't let your guard down, Soichi. More powerful ones are going to start coming out from now on. Nice answer to Soichi's question as she continued firing. Her attacks silenced several weapons. It was likely that even the one she just destroyed cost about had become scraps that cost over 100 million yen. It makes things more interesting to watch, doesn't it? Talk about bad taste. Soichi answered as he shot more robots. At first, they were weak and easy to defeat. Then they gradually became more powerful as they went along. And the ones right before the boss chamber were extremely powerful. It sounds like something straight out of a video game. Well, I can't believe they really made something like this in reality. After leaving the protagonist's village, the first thing that would come out is the weakest goblin. Around the castle where the big bad was waiting, there would be deadly dragons with their mouths open waiting for them. The enemies grew stronger and sync with the protagonist's growth and progression through his journey. That way, while they kept the tension up, the enemies were by no means undefeatable. The game was just that insane. It's just that hold on, sorry. It's just like that unrealistic. But that's not how it is. This is reality. These bastards are playing with us in the end. And so it was with that attitude that Soichi, the newfound adventurer, slayed the goblins that appeared one after another. The central control room should be just past that room there. Nagisa heaved as she leaned against the wall. She was looking at a door a little ways ahead. Nagisa! Nagisa was covered in wounds. The attacks increased in intensity as they got closer to the core. And even Nagisa, who was used to battle, got some wounds. Nagisa was covered in blood here and there by the time they destroyed all the defense systems. But fortunately, none of them were fatal or severe wounds. That was a silver lining to all this. Please hold still. I'll treat you right now. Soichi, who ran over to Nagisa with first aid kit in hand, was also in similar straits. But since he stayed in the back while Nagisa was out in the front, well, he had been staying in the back to back up Nagisa. His wounds weren't as severe as hers. Also, he was relatively in better stamina than her at this point, and thus he could move around more easily. Thank you, Soichi. But Nagisa was reaching the limits of her stamina. Her face was a little pale and there was sweat on her brow. Her breath was rough. And she kept heaving deep breaths in and out as she leaned against the wall. I'm sorry, Nagisa. I wasn't all that much help. Soichi wiped the blood on the wounds on her arm. The wounds weren't deep. But it seemed enough to leave a scar. It's alright, Soichi. I wouldn't be able to work. I wouldn't have worked so hard unless you were here with me. Besides, I would hate if you got used to wielding weapons. Nagisa's face, Nagisa grimaced, but managed to force a smile. Soichi's heart ached at that sight. But you're so beat up. Even when he wrapped bandages up in her, faint pools of blood would emerge onto the bandage. Even though he put hold on a second. Even when he smeared styptic on it, the wounds weren't quite that simple. It's alright. You'll be able to heal up something as simple as these. Nagisa's breath finally started to calm down. Her voice regained some strength, and her face brightened up a little. I'll be back in spirit before you know it. Just like you. Nagisa. Nagisa's voice was regaining her cheer as her face grew less and less pale. Soichi was so relieved he felt like he was going to cry. Anyway, I'm glad we got through there in one piece. Yeah. Soichi felt the same way. Soichi and Nagisa, once he finished treating up the treatment, Soichi and Nagisa entered the room and they found a woman there. Since she had a collar around her neck, she had to be a participant in the game. But Soichi had never seen her before. She just stood in the center of the room, holding a PDA, in the center of the empty room, holding a PDA. Nagisa pointed her gun at her and shouted, "Don't move." But the composure on the woman's face didn't drop even after she had a gun pointed to her. I know, don't get too excited here. There's no sign of fear or distress in her voice. Soichi and Nagisa kept their guns trained on the woman as they carefully headed deeper into the room. In contrast to the woman, Soichi and Nagisa were full of tension and disorder. Soichi and Nagisa stopped once they got close to her, and kept and faced her, keeping a few meters away from her. So the two of you are finally here. She said that with a smile, and then at the same time, the door that Soichi and Nagisa had come through closed behind them on its own. Just then, a red light on the door blinked, locking it. Just when Soichi and Nagisa were distracted by the door, the floor and the walls opened up. And then, defense systems like the ones they'd seen on the way here popped out. There were 6 robots surrounding the woman. 2 fixed autocannons on the floor. Soichi and Nagisa were suddenly between a rock and a hard place. Nagisa knew this woman. They never met face to face before. She'd read the file about her. She was a veteran who'd managed over 10 games. Thanks to her beautiful looks and her sense of humor, she'd become a rather popular game master. She should have been reaching her 40s, yet her beautiful looks hadn't faded in the slightest. She didn't have a single scratch on her. And the fancy, expensive clothes she wore only made her stick out even more in this abnormal building. It was the complete opposite of Soichi and Nagisa, tired and covered in wounds. You know, I've always thought this, but Goda gave Nagisa a little smile as she spoke to the two of them. Why is it that in movies that the protagonist and the big bad just stand around and talk right before the final battle? Don't you think it's pretty much pointless at that point? Goda did nothing, but the 6 robots around her and the autocannons on the floor aimed at Soichi and Nagisa.
宗一くん、渚ちゃん、入ってきてすぐ私を撃てばよかったのよ。だからあなたたちは負ける。
Soichi, Nagisa, you should have shot me the moment you came in. That's why you
身
lost.
を隠すものの何もないこの部屋では、この子たちの攻撃を防ぐことはできない。
There's nothing here to protect you from these guys' attacks. Go to pad a Gatling gun's frame. That metallic thud drowned out the sound of the motors running. Soichi's going to hear it faintly
一
now.
方的な殺戮は性に合わないけど、これもお仕事だしね。ごめんなさい、二人とも。
One-side slaughters aren't really my thing, but this is my job. Sorry, you two. Then you really are. Soichi asked that. The woman nodded elegantly.
そう、私は郷田真由美。宗一くんたちがお探しのゲームマスターよ。
That's right. I'm Mayumi Goda, the game master you two have been looking for. Go then talk calmly to them.
会ったばかりで残念だけど、宗一くんたちには死んでもらうわね。せっかくここまで頑張ったのに、残念だったわ。あとほんのちょっとだったのに。
That's such a shame after we've only just met. Well, you guys have to die now. Sorry, I was responding to an archive comment. Takayama's dead at this point. I think you're thinking of Tezuka. Anyway, so I'll just restart the line. It's such a shame after we only just met. We'll have to die now. You did well to make it this far, but too bad. And you were so close, too. So in the end, we just play into their palm? Soichi was overwhelmed with despair as he looked at the barrel of the Gatling gun, shining with a black luster. At that moment, Nagisa threw down everything she was holding and lunged to Soichi. Whoa! Soichi lost his balance due to the lunge and fell straight to the ground.
麗しき恋人たち。
Star-crossed lovers, eh? Goda tapped at her PDA without a care in the world. There was no longer anything that could protect them. Soichi and Nagisa would be nothing more than Swiss cheese in seconds. No matter what they did, it was too late. No matter what form they took, it wouldn't make a difference now. That was where Soichi, Nagisa, and Goda's fates diverged. They heard an unfamiliar sound from the door that Soichi and Nagisa had come through. What is this? Then there was Goda's voice. The composure that she'd had up till now, the voice had been full of composure up till now, shook with pain and surprise. Soichi and Nagisa's body froze when they thought they were being attacked. When they heard Go's voice, they looked up.
Nani ga?
How Goda was standing in the center of the room like always. There was one difference. It was that there were two giant red holes in her body now. And the door rang again. This time, Go's body flew backwards. Just right after that, the door opened with the same strange sound as from earlier. The red light on the door turned off. It seemed it was unlocked now. Judging from the loud sound I heard when it opened, the door had probably been broken down. Only got one of them. Huh? Yoshimitsu Tezuka appeared from the door. He held a long rifle like a pole in his hand. I hauled this heavy thing all the way here. This is all I get for it? Well, how pointless. Tezuka showed the fallen Goda no surprise. Just clicked his tongue with disappointment. Tezuka then tossed aside the rifle without hesitation.
Sniper rifle. So Tezuka-san.
The sniper rifle. I see. So Tezuka... The bullets had pierced right through the door and hit Goda. It had been done by the sniper rifle that Goda had previously given to Tezuka and Tasukiyama in an attempt to restore game balance. Okay, saving and just seeing if the bet changed. Oh, I guess this means that there's no more bets allowed. I guess because it's so late in the game, I guess it's just red to show you can't bet on anyone anymore. Because it says close for them instead of death or error. Yoshimitsu Tezuka had gotten his hands on a sniper rifle when Takayama was still alive. But it was difficult to use it while they were chasing after Soichi's group. As a result, since he couldn't carry it with him, he left it with all the other equipment he couldn't carry with him in the room he'd been using. After Takayama had died, Tezuka uses PDA software to chase after Soichi's group. But their blips had disappeared in a certain location. The number of survivors didn't drop. Suspicious, Tezuka decided to investigate that area. It was at that moment that he remembered the sniper rifle he had. I'm glad I was able to bust down the lock in one shot. This son of a bitch is too heavy. Tezuka said that as he stomped on the sniper rifle he'd thrown away. Soichi-kun Soichi, stand up. Nagisa was trying to get Soichi to his feet from on top of him. Right! Soichi understood the situation. Goda had fallen, but now Tezuka was here. The situation hadn't changed, just their enemy. Judging from the way he talked, it seemed he was fully ready. Had every intention of killing Soichi and Nagisa. Whoops. There's still two of you, huh? Feigning ignorance at his own so-called missight. Tezuka said that as he slowly approached, as he slowly looked at Soichi and Nagisa. Tezuka. That's Mr. Tezuka to you, Mitsurugi. Though his tone and words were carefree and relaxed, he swiftly drew his pistol and pointed at Soichi and Nagisa. What? Soichi couldn't react to that. All he could do was stand still, frozen. Hold on a second. Alright, here we go. Ooh, scary. You said your name was Kido, right? You've been pulling the rule over our eyes all this time, eh? But Tezuka didn't shoot Soichi and Nagisa. You're the last one I want to hear that from, though. You got me there. It was Nagisa who stopped Tezuka from moving. She pulled out a gun and pointed at him in response to his actions. Tezuka and Nagisa both stood still, pointing their guns at one another. Tezuka, put down the gun! We want to remove our collars in the room just past here. That's all. Put my gun down and get shot at? By that crazy bitch over there? Quit yanking my chain, Mitsurugi. You know what who that woman is? Tezuka shook his head in response to Soichi's request. Tezuka was fully aware. Though Nagisa didn't appear to have received any official training, she clearly knew her way around the gun. Just how many people have you killed up until now, eh? Those eyes, the way you handle that gun. That's not a woman who's just killed one or two people in a place like this. You're on the whole other level, ain't ya? You just want to take off their collars? True, that might be the case for you, Mitsurugi. What about this woman? She's the same kind of person as me, no doubt about it. If it comes down to it, she'll kill me without a single moment of hesitation. It's one hell of a joker we got mixed up here. Tezuka wasn't aware of Nagisa's circumstances. He didn't know that she no longer wanted to kill people. Hold on a second. That was why his agility and resolve in his falcon-like eyes scared her. Even if Tezuka tried to shoot and kill Soichi, it was an undeniable fact that she would shoot Tezuka to stop that. Soichi, go on ahead. If you go past that door and head down the staircase, you'll find the central control room. Nagisa shouted as sweat dripped down her face. Her gun was still aimed right at Tezuka, of course. But what about you? I'll hold Tezuka off here. You go and deactivate your collar or stop all the defense systems. There's no need for me to go to the central control room too. If Tezuka is aiming at me, then that's fine. Yeah. All Soichi has to do is just run, and and he's in the clear. All that mattered to Nagisa was Soichi. Now her family was in the clear. Nagisa wanted to protect and die for Soichi. Alright. Soichi would be no help in the gunfight. Even if he stayed here, he wouldn't be helping Nagisa at all. So he believed it was best for him to head for the central control room and solve their basic problems. Soichi nodded and dashed for the door on the side that led to the central control room. Nagisa kept her gun up as she moved between Tezuka and the door, as if to protect Soichi. Not on my watch. Soichi and Nagisa just wanted to remove their collars and stop the building's defense systems. But Tezuka didn't believe that. If this control room that they were talking about really was on that side, then Soichi could just kill Tezuka with a single button. If that happened, then all the robots currently silent could turn on Tezuka in a second. Tezuka knew that Soichi wasn't one for conflicts, but I also believe that he would do anything to protect his friends if it came down to it. I can't let Mitsurugi get past that door. Tezuka switches aim from Nagisa to Soichi. Nagisa had moved to protect Soichi. But since she couldn't see him, that didn't mean she could cover him completely. At that moment, Nagisa pulled the trigger. But three gunshots echoed through the room. They all overlapped each other to create the sound of a single gunshot. Tezuka's bullet hit Soichi right in the left shoulder just as he was trying to open the door. Ah! Soichi then collapsed right into the door. The second bullet hits Tezuka's gun just as Nagisa had been hoping. The shockwave of the gunshot left Tezuka unable to keep his right hand down, so his pistol went flying off. And the third shot came from an unexpected location. It was from Goda, who was currently lying between Nagisa and Tezuka. She'd been gravely wounded by the sniper rifle, but she was still alive. Goda missed her mark by a mile and ended up shooting Nagisa in the left leg. The shock caused Nagisa to fall. Then she crashed onto the floor of great force on her right shoulder. Looks like the goddess of fortune is smiling. Looks like the goddess of victory is smiling on me. The situation played out to Tezuka's favor. Now that his stalemate of Nagisa had broken, and Soichi had fallen from this gunshot, Nagisa was on the ground and was unable to move. Goda desperately moved her body and tried to aim at Tezuka, but Tezuka stomped on her on his way to stop Soichi, and she stopped moving then and there. How am I this damn lucky? I said I didn't have any interest in the prize money, but I'm about to land me 2 billion yen all at once. Tezuka laughed loudly as he pulled out a combat knife from his waist. The knife was covered in heart and blood. It was the blood of the girl that Tezuka had killed, and Nagasawa's blood.
待ってろ三剣今こいつでとどめを刺してやる
Wait right there, Mitsurugi. I'm about to finish you off with this guy. Though his bullet had hit Soichi, it shot right through his shoulder. Tezuka planned to kill Soichi as soon as he could. Now that Nagisa and Goda had fallen, Soichi was Tezuka's only obstacle. Just then, Soichi finally stood up. Just barely managed to avoid falling down the stairs. Soichi stood in the small landing just in front of the top stair. His wound hurt, but when he heard the several gunshots behind him, Soichi had hastily turned around. Nice, are you alright? What Soichi saw as he turned around was Tezuka swinging his knife in his right hand right towards Soichi, thrusting a knife in his right hand right towards Soichi.
さあどうだかね
Who can say, eh? Tezuka thrust the knife at Soichi with all his might. He didn't show the least bit of hesitation. He was seriously trying to kill Soichi. Tezuka? Soichi twisted his body as he lifted his injured left arm. At that moment, the knife passed through the space open between his body and his left arm. I won't die here. I'm so close. Just then, Soichi got Tezuka's right arm in the lock between his left arm and body.
全くの無能じゃないわけだな
So you're not totally incompetent, eh? Tezuka punched Soichi's face with his free left arm. His goal was to get Soichi to release his own right arm. But because he was too close, he couldn't deal much damage, and so Soichi's grip didn't lessen. If I let go of him, I'll die. Soichi just filled his body with even more strength to keep Tezuka's arm pinned down. I'm not the only one who'll die. If I die, then so will Nagisa will be next. Soichi looked over at the fallen Nagisa. It was because of her they couldn't let go of Tezuka's arm no matter what happened. To Soichi, Nagisa mattered more than anything else. Tezuka, you've got it all wrong. Listen to me. Soichi returned by punching Tezuka in the face as well. And though unintentional, Soichi's left fist ended up getting connected to Tezuka's right arm.
いやしていないね
Nope, I'm not making any misunderstandings. We just want to remove our collars. Why won't you trust us? And so the two of them couldn't avoid each other's blows.
何を信じるあの化け物女を連れてるってだけで十分すぎるほどお前は脅威なんだよ
Believe what? Bring along that monster if it was enough to let me know is enough of a threat for me.
お前たちを制御室のやりに行かせたらついでに俺を殺さない保 証なんてねえんだよ。
I don't have any guarantee that you won't kill me while you go to that you go to the control room or whatever. But as before, they were too close to deal any decisive damage. The two of them just kept punching one another, grappling. We're not playing anything like that at all, Tezuka. What will we have to gain from killing you?
そうかい。俺にお前たちを生かしておいて得なことなんてないね。
I got nothing to gain from letting you guys live. You dumbass! Amidst their fist fight, Soichi kept punching Tezuka in the head over and over again with all his might. No, wait, sorry, I read that wrong. In the midst of their fist fight, Soichi headbutted Tezuka in the face with all his might. Spurts of blood shot out of Tezuka's mouth and nose. He received heavy damage. Tezuka then dropped the knife from his right hand. Son of a bitch! Once Tezuka recovered from the shock, he glared at Soichi with indignation. But Soichi remained undaunted by it. And used the opportunity to grab Tezuka's left arm with his right hand. Calm down, Tezuka. We can all get out of this without having to fight. So why are you doing this? Tezuka headbutted Soichi in response. With both of his hands pinned down, it was the only counterattack he could do. Ah! Tezuka was taller than Soichi. So his headbutt hit Soichi hard right in between his eyebrows. I won't let go of you! Soichi's vision swayed and his ears rang. And even though he felt he could have fallen unconscious to that attack, he still wouldn't let go of Tezuka's arms.
落ち着いてるさ。少なくともお前よりはな。俺は何もせずにいて死にたくないだけだ。
I am calm. At least more than you, anyway. I don't want to die doing nothing.
俺の運命は俺が決める。小僧と化け物じみた女に任せられると思うのか。
I choose my own fate. Like how I'm gonna leave it to a brat and a monster of a woman. Tezuka headbutted Soichi right in the forehead again. The continuous headbutt was the shock was so powerful that Soichi's loosened his grip on Tezuka's left arm for a second. If his left shoulder hadn't been hit, he might have been alright. But with his arm so badly wounded, he was unable to stop Tezuka. I've won! Tezuka used his free right hand and quickly pulled out two knives. Oh shit! Tezuka! Soichi glared at the knife Tezuka pulled out. The shining silver blade was headed straight for towards Soichi. Die! With a smirk, Tezuka raised the knife. But Soichi grabbed Tezuka's arm with his throbbing left arm. You're putting up one hell of a fight, Mitsurugi. I'm not gonna die here! Soichi desperately tried to pin down Tezuka's left arm. But how long will that arm of yours last? But Tezuka was calm. His knife inched closer and closer to Soichi's neck. Soichi could feel his left arm reaching its limits. And he barely had any strength left to hold back Tezuka's arm. This is the end! Tezuka's grip grew stronger. Soichi was pushed down even further, and the knife was just a short distance away from his throat. I'm gonna die? Soichi desperately racked his brain to find a way out of this situation. With his arm useless, he couldn't use any weapons. He barely had any power left to hold back Tezuka's arm. If he tried to headbutt him again, the knife would be in stabbing distance. Is this it? There's nothing more I can do? Is this the end? Soichi tilted his head a little bit and tried to look at Nagisa. But he was stopped partway through. Wait, maybe if I do this? Soichi caught sight of something and decided to bet everything he had on it. It's gonna be an all or nothing. It's a low chance, but it's better than nothing. Tezuka! Soichi mustered the last of his power and pushed Tezuka's right arm. You're wasting your strength. Please, just for a second, just for a single second, let me push him down. Soichi focused with all his might as he continued pushing Tezuka's arm. And as he did, the knife started to push back little by little. But the pain in his left hand and the bleeding in his arm grew worse. It was clear he wouldn't be able to last for long. And your limit there, Mitsurugi? Tezuka was still composed. He could tell Soichi was down to the last of his strength. So he let himself relax. Yeah. When Soichi nodded, the strength in his arms went limper. At that moment, Tezuka filled his arm with more strength. And used the distance, and mustered all his strength from the distance where Soichi had pushed him back to swing the knife down. It's over, Mitsurugi. At that moment, Soichi mustered lacks of his strength and let his upper half go limp. Then he left himself to Tezuka's force. When he did, Soichi was pushed down by Tezuka's force and was laid on the ground. Hold on a second, wait. Sorry, when he did, Soichi let himself be pushed by Tezuka's force and leaned back. What?! Tezuka was surprised, but at this timing, he couldn't stop Soichi anymore. Just before Tezuka's shout faded, Soichi kicked off the floor of all his might of his legs. And when he did, both he and Tezuka flew in midair. I'm taking you with me, Tezuka! But it was all too late. Now that they were floating in midair, there was no floor beneath them. Gotta make it to the bottom! All that was there was 30 steps between them and the central control room. Nagisa, please be safe. And Soichi and Tezuka fell down the staircase as they were entangled in one another. Nagisa dragged herself down the. By the time Nagisa dragged herself down the stairwell, Soichi and Tezuka were lying at the bottom, neither of them moving. Perhaps they'd fallen unconscious as their eyes were closed and they didn't respond to Nagisa. Nagisa grabbed onto the handrail to support herself as she frantically descended the stairwell. The two of them fell from the staircase. Please be safe, Soichi. When she made it to the bottom, Nagisa paid no attention to fallen Tezuka and ran right over to Soichi. Any thoughts of Tezuka completely left her mind. All she could think about was that which mattered to her most. She had no time to think of anything else. I swear I'll make you pay if you died. Wake up, Soichi! Nagisa cried as she lunged over to Soichi. And she quickly checked his breathing and heart. She could clearly feel Soichi's breathing on her right hand and his heartbeat through her left. He's alive. Once Nagisa confirmed that, her whole body went limp and she collapsed to the floor where she was. Thank God, Soichi's alive. He's alive. Tears streamed down her eyes like waterfalls. Nagisa left them as they were and grabbed Soichi. Then her tears fell into Soichi's cheeks. In response, Soichi's face grimaced. Nagisa gripped his hand tightly as she called out to Soichi over and over again. Then Soichi lightly shook his head and slowly opened his eyes. At first he didn't understand what was going on, so he just stared blankly into space. Then he soon noticed Nagisa crying in front of him. Nagisa. Soichi slowly reached out for Nagisa's face. Then he wiped her tears with his fingers. Why are you crying? Because I love you. Nagisa smiled as she shed tears. Even though she confirmed Soichi was alive, she couldn't stop crying. In fact, her tears just grew more and more. And you don't have to cry, right? You idiot! If I don't cry now, then when am I gonna? You made me so worried. Nagisa continued to cry. Huh? What am I doing here? What happened? Because he'd just woken up and due to the heavy impact, Soichi's memories were temporarily muddled. That was just how much damage he'd taken from falling down the stairs. He fell down the stairs with Tezuka. Nagisa finally wiped her tears. Tezuka. Soichi thought. That's right, Tezuka! He's lying there, but I don't know. Soichi leapt out without confirming to see if Nagisa was done talking or not. His memories had completely come back. Ow! Once he leapt up, pain shot through his entire body and he grimaced. His whole body hurt from falling down the stairs. Soichi, you shouldn't move. You fell down from the stairs, you know. Nagisa then helped him up. But Soichi, didn't stop moving. If we leave Tezuka alone, who knows what he'll do? Soichi dragged his body hastily over to Tezuka. He was impatient. Once Tezuka woke up, he'd likely try to kill Soichi and Nagisa again. They had to stop him from moving before he could do that. Hold on. Okay, back. But in the end, Soichi worried over nothing. Tezuka? Soichi noticed it as soon as he ran over to Tezuka. Hey, Tezuka! But Soichi couldn't believe it. That was why he forgot that man from him tried to take his life and shook him. Why aren't you answering? Hey, I didn't kill you, right? But Tezuka didn't move. Soichi just continued to shake him over and over again.
宗一くんやめてあげなよ。
Stop it, Soichi. It was Nagisa who stopped him. But Tezuka's...
もう死んでるんだよ宗一くん。
Soichi, he's dead. That was right. Yoshimitsu Tezuka had died falling from the stairs. Dead? Tezuka's dead? Soichi stared dumbfoundedly at Tezuka. Nagisa closed Tezuka's widened eyes. It seemed Tezuka had hit his head when he fell from the stairs. There was a small pool of blood around his head. No, basically the same thing.
死んじゃったね。
Yeah, he died. You died? Soichi continued to stare at Tezuka. Tezuka had stopped moving. He was already dead. Soichi hadn't tried to kill Tezuka. It was the only offense and defense he had at the time in order to protect Nagisa. All he would think about was just stopping him from moving. At the same time, that opened the possibility for his own death. But the result was as you could see. Tezuka had fallen in a bad spot and died at the moment of impact. We were just one door away, Tezuka! Soichi pounded the door just past Tezuka. Central control room. That was what was written on the door. If they'd gone there, no one would have had to die. And yet Tezuka was dead. Soichi and Tezuka couldn't get past that one door. Suddenly, a loud alarm rang from Soichi's pocket. At the same time, same thing came from his collar. It was coming from both of them. What? What's going on? Soichi frantically took out his PDA. What? The screen said this. It was something that shocked Soichi to the core. Congratulations! You have killed the owner of the Queen PDA and have fulfilled your collar release condition. The same message displayed there came out as a synthetic voice from his PDA and collar. It was cold, lifeless, and held not a single hint of warmth in it. That can't be! I didn't kill anyone! So why? Soichi couldn't understand. Soichi had to kill the owner of the Queen PDA in order to remove his collar. But they'd never seen the owner of the Queen PDA once up to this point. It was possible that Goda may have been the one to have it, but Soichi hadn't killed her. This can't be! What's going on here? Soichi was completely shaken by the unexpected situation. Soichi, look! Nagisa called to Soichi. Her voice was shrill, impatient, and it was practically a scream. Soichi, look at this! Soichi was so surprised he didn't react to Nagisa. So she reluctantly grabbed his arm, grabbed his hand, and pulled him over. And when he did, Soichi finally had her attention. Nagisa finally had Soichi's attention.
この PDA は
Look, this PDA is... Nagisa was pointing to Tezuka's chest. There was a PDA poking out from the breast pocket of his jacket. When Soichi saw it, his eyes widened with further shock. The Queen of Hearts? The moment he saw it, Soichi understood everything. One of the people that Tezuka had killed had the Queen. He'd taken it for himself. Then Soichi had caused Tezuka to die. That was why Soichi could remove his collar. There was no need to kill the original owner. That was stated nowhere in the rules. Yoshimitsu Tezuka had indeed been the owner of the Queen. Then you mean everything we did? It was for nothing? Soichi pounded the door to the central control room again. It's just a single door. They should have been able to remove their collars there. Ironically, at the end, he'd been able to remove his collar just outside of it. So in the end, are you saying I was able to get my collar off just by killing someone, Smith? That would have been to protect his own life. He wasn't supposed to have killed anyone. He wasn't supposed to have sacrificed anyone. And yet Tezuka was dead, and Soichi was able to remove his collar thanks to that. There had been no need to go to the there was no longer any need to go to the central control room. Answer me, Smith! You're listening, aren't you? Are you happy about this? Is this what you wanted? Answer me, Smith! Soichi shouted. He shouted so loud he felt he could cough up blood. His voice was filled with rage and regret, as well as despair at not having been able to do anything. And more than anything else, inexhaustible sorrow. It's as good as if Tezuka and I kill each other. In the end, I got my collar off by killing Tezuka. That was what saddened Soichi greater than anything. Nagisa could say nothing to Soichi. It had all been just one big coincidence. The fact that Tezuka had died and that he had the Queen. She probably could have told Soichi that. But Soichi already knew those things. He knew them, just couldn't accept it. Even if it had been a coincidence, it didn't change the fact that he'd taken another's life. Answer me, Smith! You're beside yourself with joy that I killed someone, aren't you? Just come on out! Come out and let me see you laugh! Soichi's voice echoed. But there was no answer. No matter how much he waited, Smith didn't appear. The PDA just stayed silent. Soichi woke up in an unfamiliar room. The bed he was lying on was soft and clean. The room was bright, and everything was orderly and cleaned up. There wasn't all that much expensive furniture in the room. To put it nicely, it was modern. To put it badly, it was cheap. Is this some hotel? Soichi looked around the room to see a phone by his pillow, a match lighter, and an ashtray. The hotel's name and phone number was carved there. Indicating this was a room in that hotel. And what Soichi saw next was a large window. The cityscape at night was stretched out beyond it. What's going on? What am I doing here? And Soichi racked his brains. Soichi heard a faint voice near him. Soichi turned to it to see a woman sleeping. She had long hair, orderly features, large ribbons on her hair. Nagisa? It was Nagisa Kido, a woman who meant very much to Soichi. Nagisa had been sleeping. In response to Soichi's voice, she wriggled and moved her body. Her eyes then blinked and faintly opened. Nagisa's waking voice called out to Soichi, and she reached out for Soichi with her hand. She then laid her hand on Soichi's cheek and gently stroked it. It's warm, isn't it? Yeah. Nagisa smiled. Just as she said, her hand felt warm to Soichi. The fact that you're here means it's probably in hell, huh? It'd be a pretty cheap room for hell, though. Soichi looked at the eyes shift to the room, and Nagisa sat up. You're right. Seems like a pretty cheap hotel, huh? When she looked around, Nagisa seemed to realize where they were, and her cheeks puffed up with dissatisfaction. If they were gonna let me go, I would have appreciated a bigger, more fancier royal suite or something. Nagisa said that and smiled again. Release? Soichi was confused by Nagisa's choice in words. That's right, Soichi. We've been released. Nagisa quietly said that. We've been released? That's right. It's all over now. There are no more collars, no more PDAs. Collar. Soichi looked at Nagisa's neck. The collar that had brought them so much suffering was no longer there. That's right. After that, Soichi remembered what happened in that place one after another, and how it all ended.
持って走り回ることもない。追われることも、そして戦うことも、全部終わったのよ、宗一くん。
We don't have to run around carrying weapons anymore. We don't have to get chased or fight. It's all over, Soichi. Soichi's collar had been released after Tezuka's death. It was a little while after that Nagisa was able to remove her own. The two of them had done nothing that whole time. Everyone who attacked them was dead. So there wasn't even a single sound around them. A short while after Nagisa's collar had been released, the PDA announced the end of the game. Soichi's memories cut off there. He probably lost consciousness just like when he'd been grabbed. The end. Is it really now? It still didn't feel real to Soichi. He still felt like someone would be chasing him. He was dumbfounded by the sudden ending that had been thrown to him. I feel like if we open that door, there'll be someone waiting there to shoot us.
大丈夫だよ。もう大丈夫だよ、宗一くん。
It's alright. It's alright now, Soichi. Just then, Nagisa embraced Soichi. She wrapped her arms around his head and pressed herself against him.
ごめんね、宗一くん。怖かったね。私たちのせいでそんな風に追い込まれて。
I'm sorry, Soichi. You were scared, weren't you? Because of us, you pushed you in that corner. Nagisa's voice was trembling. She was crying. Though it was all over, Soichi still felt like they were being chased. He thought that an enemy might come out. Soichi and Nagisa leaned on one another. Hold on a second. Sorry, I read that wrong. It should be... He was concerned about his and Nagisa's safety. Nagisa couldn't help be sad about that. And Nagisa had been had been in league with the people who'd done that to Soichi. As such, her sorrow ran deep.
ごめんね。謝ったって何もならないけど、本当にごめん、宗一くん。
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I know apologizing won't do any good, but I really am sorry, Soichi. Tears poured down. They trailed down Nagisa's cheeks, and when they rolled off her chin and fell onto Soichi. Nagisa. And there was the heartbeats. Nagisa's warmth and the rhythm of her life. Once he felt those, Soichi slowly realized that the game was indeed over. It's over. I see. So it's over, huh? There won't be any more enemies coming after us. Won't get shot at again. No more rules. No more collars. Soichi's body went limp with relief. He didn't let himself go to Nagisa.
そうよ、もう何も心配いらないわ。宗一君は勝って現実の世界へ戻ってきたの。
Yes, that's right. You don't have to worry any longer. You won, Soichi. You won and returned to the real world. Sensing how Soichi felt, Nagisa finally stopped crying and smiled sweetly at him. After a little while, Soichi regained his composure and bowed to lowered his head to Nagisa with a wry smile. I'm sorry, Nagisa, for acting so lame.
そんなことはないわ。それでいいのよ、宗一君。普通はそうなって当たり前。
No, that's not true at all. That's fine, Soichi. It's natural to feel that way. But Nagisa just shook her head with a peaceful look on her face.
しばらく時間が経てば大丈夫。宗一君は強い子だもの。
You'll be fine after some time has passed. You're a strong person. Right. Soichi nodded. It was none other than Nagisa saying that, so Soichi genuinely believed it.
今は無事に帰ってこれたってことを素直に喜べばいいの。
Just be happy that he made it out of there alive. But Soichi honestly couldn't rejoice about that. Tezuka. Tezuka flashed through his mind, as well as his last moments. Soichi's life had come at the price of his death.
どうしたの、宗一君。
What's wrong, Soichi? In the end, Soichi's voice was feeble. His face was riddled with exhaustion. In the end, everything went the way Smith and the customers of the casino wanted it to go. Nagisa felt like her heart was crushed when she saw Soichi like that. Soichi. Nagisa became aware of her sin again. That she was a part of the people that made Soichi suffer. She felt herself grow bitter again. I wasn't supposed to have killed anyone. We were supposed to have made it to this control room, turned off the devices. It was supposed to end there, but it didn't go that way.
宗一君。
The game master died amongst the fighting, and I killed Tezuka on top of that. In the end, I won by stepping over others' corpses. Smith and the customers of the casino got just what they wanted. Soichi's eyes clouded over. At the same time, a laugh welled up in him. Tears and a laugh escaped him. Those two opposing sensations coexisted within Soichi. Oh, what a laugh. I won't kill anyone. I'll save others. In the end, everyone died. And on top of that, I killed someone. I couldn't do a thing. In the end, I'm just an idiot who was all talk and no action. Soichi punched the bed. The soft bed held no resistance to his punch and quickly returned to its original shape.
宗一君、仕方ないよ。それで仕方がないんだよ。
It's alright, Soichi. There was nothing you could have done about it. Nagisa stopped Soichi from continuing to punch the bed and wrapped her hands around his fist. Nothing I could have done about it? That's not true, is it? People died, right? I killed someone, right? Soichi shouted with agitation. His face was flushed, and tears spilled forth. Soichi blamed himself for his own powerlessness and for having killed someone. I failed to save them again. They died just like Yuki. I failed again!
宗一君、もう許してあげようよ。
Forgive yourself, Soichi. But in contrast, Nagisa continued to talk gently.
どうか宗一君自身を許してあげて。宗一君はヒーローじゃない。願った全てを叶えることなんてできないんだよ。
Please forgive yourself, Soichi. You're no hero. You can't make everything go the way you want it to. Nagisa's grip grew stronger when she said that.
宗一君はどれだけ頑張ったって普通の人間なのよ。できないことがあったって仕方ないじゃない。
You're just a regular person. No matter how much you try, you're still a regular person. It's only natural that there are things you can't do. Tears welled in Nagisa's eyes.
それに宗一君が本物のヒーローだったらきっと私は宗一君のことを信じなかった。
And if you were a bona fide hero, I'm sure I wouldn't have believed you.
宗一君がただの人だったから私は今ここにいる。何でもできれば強ければいいってわけじゃないんだよ、宗一君。
It's because you're a regular person that I'm here right now. Just being strong, being able to do anything, well, doesn't always necessarily mean a good thing, Soichi. Nagisa's desperate words spread through Soichi's heart. Nagisa. That's right, Nagisa had felt the same suffering, was feeling the same suffering as Soichi. And like Soichi, she'd killed her own best friend. Her pain ran far deeper and should have run far deeper in his. She must have lived while overcoming this pain. No, while living with this pain. When he realized that, Soichi calmed down a little.
あれ、二人とも目が覚めたの？
Huh? You guys are awake now? It was right then when that voice echoed through the room.
ねえ、宗一、渚さん、見てよこの通帳。今そこのコンビニで確かめてきたんだけどさ、すごいよ。本当にお金が入ってた。
Hey, Soichi, Nagisa, look at this bank book. I checked the ATM at the nearby convenience store just now. It's amazing. There really is money in there. Karen Hojo ran over to the bed at Soichi Nagisa with a smile. She was clutching a bank book and a cash card in her hands. She swung them around over and over in excitement.
どうも、税金で で取られる分が割り増しになってるみたいでさ、なんか倍ぐらい入ってたよ。信じられない桁数だった。
There was also tax exclusion and all that, so it's even more than it was. You won't believe how much money there is. Karen? Soichi was surprised. Although he knew it was a rude thing to think, he'd completely forgotten about Karen up till now.
どうしたのソイチ、そんな変な顔して。
Oh, what's with that face, Soichi? Karen smiled widely as she patted Soichi on the shoulder. They saw Soichi on the shoulder over and over again.
いけるよソイチ、これならカレンを助けてやれる。私あの子。
We did it, Soichi. Now Karen can be saved. I can finally save her. Perhaps she had her overcome with emotion. Karen's eyes flooded with tears.
あの子を助けてやれる。ソイチ、ありがとう。本当にありがとう。
I can finally save her. Soichi, thank you. Thank you so much. Karen then fell to her knees and cried on the spot. She confirmed that Soichi and Nagisa were all right. That joy came along with also came with the relief and bliss of knowing that her sister could be saved. She was so grateful words could never express it. All those emotions whirled into a jumble and caused Karen to weep.
かりんちゃん。
Nagisa hastily got off the bed. And she tightly embraced Karen just as she had Soichi. 'You did it, Karen. You really did it.' Nagisa continued to embrace the sobbing Karen as she herself cried. But though she was crying, she also had a clear smile on her face. 'Karen, Nagisa.' Soichi stared at the two of them. 'I was able to save Karen and Nagisa.' That notion welled up in his chest as he looked at the two of them, crying. Soichi managed to save Nagisa. He managed to take her out of there and bring her back with him. He also managed to save Karen. She was also here, safe and sound. And now they could all but surely save Karen's sister, Karen. I'm not a hero, huh? I saved the three of them, so what does it matter if Soichi Mitsurugi isn't a hero? Still a pretty good outcome for a normal human, isn't it? Soichi then finally found it within himself to forgive himself. He was able to accept that there was no need to seek perfection and regret it forever. That's right. I'm just a normal human. Not everything goes the way we want it. Soichi's smile returned to him. The depression shrouding his heart had faded away. And thanks to that, he found himself able to be, overjoyed by the safety of him and the girls in front of him.
宗一君
Alexa turned Soichi's way, perhaps because she heard his utterance. And when she noticed he was smiling, she also broke out into a wider smile. Karin was still crying as always. Nagisa continued to look at Soichi smiling as she rubbed Karin's back. Nagisa, huh? Just then, something flashed through Soichi's mind. Soichi decided to say it. Nagisa.
何宗一君
What is it, Soichi? Nagisa looked up gently at Soichi. Her eyes were kind and gentle. Soichi didn't want to see them stained with sorrow or loneliness ever again. Nagisa, are you a superheroine who can do anything? Huh? Nagisa's face stiffened at that moment. She blinked over and over again, looking expressionless. It's not just me. Nagisa's the same, right? There are things she can't do either. Soichi thought that as he looked at Nagisa.
時々ね宗一君
From time to time, Soichi. Huh?
私にはあなたがヒーローどころか白馬の王子様に見える時がある
There are times where I see you not as a hero, but as a knight in shining armor. But Nagisa's answer was not the answer to Soichi's question. But Soichi was alright with that.
今がそう
Just like now. It's not how it is at all with me, though. Nagisa giggled.
でもね喜怒渚って女の子にとってはそれが一番重要なんだ普通の人だけどそういう風に見える時もある
Yes, but you know, that's the most important thing to the woman known as Nagisa Kido. Because we're normal people, that's just how you look sometimes. It sounds like a girl thing, I guess. Huh? Soichi also laughed.
私はまだ少女です
I've still got a womanly heart. Nagisa puffed her cheeks.
大宗一君は私のことなんだと思ってるの
Just what do you think I am, anyway?
少女趣味の年も
A woman with girly hobbies. But it was Karin who answered. So she stopped crying at some point and looked up at the two of them.
こらカリンちゃん
Hey, Karin!
ごめん本当はそんなこと思ってない
So
渚さんは私のお姉さん
sorry. I don't actually think of that. You're like my big sister. Karin also smiled happily.
実は私も渚さんみたいなヒラヒラした服着てみたい
Actually, I want puffy clothes just like yours, Nagisa. Because you're like a guy, right?
うるさいな黙っててよ宗一
Hey, shut up, Soichi. Soon, the three of them laughed.
それで宗一にとって
渚さんってどんな人？
So tell me, Soichi, what kind of person is Nagisa to you? Someone who's always smiling, I guess?
なんだかアホって言ってるみたいに聞こえるけど。
Sounds like you're calling her an idiot if you ask me.
じゃん。
Maybe it sounds like that. But she's the most important one there is to Soichi Mitsurugi. That's the most... But that's the most important thing there is to Soichi Mitsurugi. She may be a normal person, but as long as she always looks happy, that's fine. You don't have to punish yourself pointlessly, Nagisa.
でも宗一くん、それは外れなのだ。
But that's wrong, Soichi. Nagisa raised her index finger and clicked her tongue as she waved it back and forth.
私は宗一くんに借金があるからいろいろされちゃう人なのだ。一生可愛がってもらうの。エッチ。
I'm indebted to you, so you can do anything you want to me. You'll love me till death. Oh, what a pervert.
いろいろ？
What? Confused what she meant, Karin looked up wide-eyed at Soichi and Nagisa. Soichi quickly understood what Nagisa meant. It was the joke that they made on the last day. Till death, huh?
ダメ？
That not good enough? Nagisa cocked her head. Soichi knew that was a smile she had. There was a pleading look in her eyes. The question itself was a joke. But Nagisa was asking him something else entirely behind that. Alright. Till death it is. It doesn't matter who you were, Nagisa. Right. Nagisa nodded happily. Different than she did before. There was a smile on her face and eyes.
じゃあ、妻の座は空いてるんだ。
And I guess that means the position of wife is open?
かりんちゃん、チャンスだね。二人で三剣家を乗っ取ろう。
This is our chance, Karin. Let's take over the Mitsurugi family together.
それいいね。でもさ、宗一はカレンを狙ってんだ。このロリコンめ。
That sounds nice. But Soichi's after Karin, you pedophile, you. You dumbass. That's not how it is at all. Nagisa and Karin laughed in response to Soichi's exasperation. It was cheerful laughter straight from the bottom of the heart.
私は宗一くんがロリコンでもいいよ、別に。
I don't mind if that's what he's like.
ダメだよ、渚さん。そんなの許しちゃ。
Nagisa, no, you can't allow him to do that.
なんだって許すわ。宗一くんだもの。
I'll let him do anything. He is Soichi, after all. That's right. Not everything goes the way we want it. Not a superheroine. Isn't that right, Soichi? Karin smiled mischievously. Soichi was exasperated. And Nagisa finally forgave herself. And thus one story has ended, but the game still continues. And because we got yet another right guess at the bet system, we got our payment out. Alright, so yep. We have officially finished Route 3A. Just going to quickly go over what we've unlocked here. Yep, got a few more mini icons. Got a new Nagisa post. Yeah, we didn't get any confirmation if Fumika survived, but because it showed an error in her name and she didn't show up in the final scene, let's just assume that, I'm just going to assume that for some reason she died, or something happened to her. Whatever the case, didn't seem like she was, something happened to her, it seems like, so we'll just assume that, let's call that death. And, yeah, we don't know what happened to her. There was the error thing on the bet system that she should have gotten her collar off, but for some reason she was shown as an error around the same time that, Takayama was killed, so who knows what's up with that. So yeah, it's unclear at the end of the day what happened to Fumika. Just assume she died. And also, because of that, we're going to count her as a death. As for the stream game, it seems that Ajo correctly guessed all 3 survivors, so he gained 6 points for that. You're up to 7 points now. So with that, we've ended at Route Episode 3A, and right now in the console version, this unlocks the 4th route, but as I've stated before, and I will again, in the PC version, there's one more route now, Route Episode 3B, which branches off from earlier in the route when Karin sought blood on Tezuka's pants and reported it back to Soichi. So, we will be, instead of the Episode 4, we'll be moving on to Episode 3B next time. This will require me to go to the PC version, so that means I'll be using different recording software, so there might be some changes in recording quality and whatnot, but we'll have to see how that plays out first. Might have to experiment a little bit. Let's see what else. Also, the PC version does not have the bet system, so you'll not be able to make an official bet that time around, but I will still allow stream betting. Since this happens around the time we know that Tezuka's already killed Sakumi, instead of the usual second death betting, I'll wait until the 3rd confirmed death to bet in that case. So yeah, I'm not sure if I'll start the route either tomorrow or Tuesday, but it should be in the near future. Again, it might take a day or something in order to test out how this works with my other recording software, so we'll see then. But yep, until then, I'll see you later. Thanks for sticking around for this route, and I hope to see you guys all again later.